Protection Agency recently announced new vehicle pollution standards that aim to have a lot more electric vehicles and hybrids on the roads by 2032.
The final ruling sets historic emissions targets for cars, trucks, even SUV models over the next few years. So it's from 2027 to 2032 and beyond. Erie News Now Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon has details right now on these final standards and also reaction from advocacy groups, both for and against.
Requiring the majority of new passenger cars and light trucks sold in the United States to be all electric or hybrids by 2032. That is the goal of a new rule recently finalized by the Biden administration.
The strongest vehicle pollution technology standard ever finalized in United States history.
The standards are expected to eliminate over 7 billion tons of carbon emissions through 2055.
Which is basically the equivalent of eliminating all tailpipe pollution from all vehicles for 4 years.
Environmental advocates like Flora Cardoni call it a win for a clean energy future and for public health.
The climate crisis is the most urgent threat that we're facing. The sooner that we reduce climate emissions, the more likely it is that we'll be able to maintain a livable climate for future generations.
Although clean air and environmental advocates are praising the new rule, others say the administration is overstepping and not listening to the will of the people.
Once again, it is subverting the power of the people, Congress, and doing it through the rulemaking process, which is all the more egregious.
Ashley Klingon-Smith with the grassroots organization Americans for Prosperity calls it an out-of-touch mandate.
So it is going to force many Pennsylvanians and Americans to buy an electric car, and we are not ever hearing a cry for something of this nature. And so it shows just how very out of step DC is with Main Street and folks that simply cannot get ahead.
According to Kelley Blue Book, 7.6% of vehicles sold last year were EVs. That's up from the nearly 6% in 2022, but far from the more than 50% target under the new regulation. Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, Erie News Now.
Americans for Prosperity, the group, and several Republican lawmakers are pushing for legislation aimed at blocking those final standards.